This is the Milo Beasley Show. This is the Milo Beasley Show. There's only one thing you need to know. This is the Milo Beasley Show. And now, here's your host, Milo Beasley.
And welcome to the Milo Beasley Show. Episode number 363. Who doesn't love a good palindrome? I'm so excited for our next guest and fans of TGIF. I think you will be as well. So please help me welcome at this time. You know her as Karen Foster from Step by Step. Please help me welcome at this time. Angela Watson, how are you?
Hi, Milo. I'm very good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Recovering from a little bug this week. I feel like everybody's getting it right now, but I'm on the comeuppance.
Good.
So I'm feeling good. So how are you? I want to start off by say you're down in Southwest Florida. How were you? Were you affected by Hurricane Ian a couple months ago? Like, have you recovered from that?
Yeah. Actually, we just got our roof halfway done. They ripped off the bad stuff because it's like a brand new house that we just moved into in March, but lost most of the roof. So yeah, we were right in the center of it, but luckily out of the flood zone, so we could evacuate my parents and my cousin and her dog all to our house. And so we're glad we had the space, but it was quite an experience. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen all the pictures and videos from down there, and it's been quite heart-wrenching, and I just can't imagine.
It has. Yeah. We're not really salt life people, like beach people and stuff that have boats and things like that. But we haven't even been down to Fort Myers Beach to check out the devastation. But we really feel for a lot of people and know a lot of people who are affected. So, yeah.
And I want to say congrats. So you just wrapped up on a little play down there, right?
Yes. Very fun, called Murder at the Howard Johnson. A very wacky comedy about me, my husband. Thank you. Yes, my dentist lover, and then we pretty much try to kill each other all throughout the play.
as one does.
Yeah.
So you did that basically for the month of November, right?
Yes, we did. We actually started rehearsing 2 days after the hurricane. And for our producer and director of the show, he had one of the houses kind of near the river in Fort Myers. So his was totally flooded.
Oh.
And he had to evacuate his house. And so for him, it was really good to get his mind off of it. And really for all of us, to focus on something creative and not just be sitting around worried about the house and the hurricane and everything. So, yeah.
So you've done theater. You've obviously done TV.
Yeah.
Do you have a preference over whether it's live on stage or in a studio?
Yes. Growing up on the sitcom Step by Step, it's just kind of always in your heart, on the sound stage with the live audience and just that interaction. And then of course being able to, say cut and let's do it again or whatever. And we just had so much fun on that show as a family with all the kids and Suzanne and Patrick. And so I think that's why it warms my heart to love sitcoms. Maybe everybody doesn't have the same experience on a sitcom as I did. So they wouldn't feel the same, but I've grown to love theater even more, because you're always on your toes and like, we don't know what's going to happen tonight. But it's a little different because it's just different, but it's fun.
Yeah, there's no cuts, there's no second takes. It's all live.
Yeah.
And again, you never know what's going to come from the audience as well.
Yeah, this one was great because at one point, they're strangling me, and then at one point they have a noose around my neck, and you just don't know that little magnet that's holding the noose. What could happen? It could break too early. It might not break. I'm trying. Everyone's like, we really don't want to hang her for real, and so my dad's like, I have my gun in case I need to shoot you down. Like he's in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, right?
Right.
Like, Dad, I'm finally in a Western because he watches the Grit Channel all day long. So, made him happy.
That's fantastic. Now, I was a huge fan of all the TGIF shows growing up, and of course, Step by Step. So I have to ask you. So um, what were some of your favorite shows as you were growing up?
Yes. I kind of tended to lean toward the movies, like
Oh,
16 Candles,
oh
all
yeah,
time favorite movie. I mean, when I was like 8 years old, and I used to live in Florida, and that's kind of why I'm back down to Florida to be near my folks. But I would sit there and drive my brother crazy because I would have the whole movie memorized, and I would just say the movie, I would just act the movie. And that's even before I knew I wanted to really be an actor. So I
right.
think that helped with my memorization and just acting the lines. So thank you, Molly Ringwald, for my first acting lessons. And then I
Uh,
got to meet, I totally spaced his name now. Then the guy who plays the nerd. Um, I
oh,
met him in Hollywood. Oh, I feel terrible.
oh,
What is his name?
Anthony Michael Hall.
I don't know, but Anthony Michael Hall, thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I had to meet him at a Screen Actors Guild event that I was hosting, and I started quoting his lines, from when I was 8. So yeah, so like 16 Candles and the movies are like Punky Brewster, of course. Love Punky Brewster.
oh yeah, Punky
Um,
Brewster. That was
yeah,
big.
more like the 80s sitcoms, like Facts of Life and Growing Pains, things like that. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a good. So, how did you then get involved in the entertainment business? I mean, how does one get on
Yeah.
cast onto a show like Step by Step?
Yeah, well, it actually started in Florida. I'm originally from Illinois. My dad was a farmer. We were snowbirds to Florida, and finally moved down to Southwest Florida when I was 10 permanently. And I'd always been a tap dancer ever since I was small. And my mom saw a sign for a pageant, a beauty pageant, and entered me into it. And I won. And so that was fun. And then, of course, you go to state and then you go to national. And so for like
Right.
2 years, from ages 11 and 13, I was in pageants all over Florida, even Atlanta, Georgia. And I won like 200 trophies, 60 crowns. It's pretty crazy. And I probably would have gone on to like Miss Florida or something. But then I started at a modeling school down here. I went to model in New York for a summer when I was 12. And then I won Model of the Year when I was 13 in Dallas. And of course, 5'3" as far as I've gotten. So my tall modeling career is not going to happen. But
Right.
manager heard about me winning that, and he was scouting all over the country. He scouted people like Elijah Wood, Jonathan Taylor Thomas. He had a pretty incredible eye for talent, and he asked my to bring me to California when I was 13. And they just up and sold their house that we just built down here on the water. And excuse me, and took me to California. So the rest is history.
That's insane. Just on a whim on by a casting
Yeah,
director.
no, I went, and then he had an agent set up for me, and I started auditioning. My first commercial was a McDonald's commercial, and I had to do 52 takes of eating chicken McNuggets. By the end, we were all spitting, just spit it out. And so that was fun. And I did a few more commercials. Then I was on an ABC series called Davis Rules,
Yes,
with
Davis Rules.
Jonathan Winters, Randy Quaid. And I was on that for about 6 episodes, and then it was on ABC. And then an executive saw me and said, recommended me for Step by Step. So that's how it happened. And like my agent said, oh, you have to go in and meet the producers. My folks went with me. And so I didn't actually ever read anything for Karen. It was just from my work on Dave's Rules. So it's pretty cool.
Oh wow. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty amazing. So did you hit it off with the other actors, especially the other child actors
Yeah.
immediately?
Oh yeah, yeah. We were fun. It was so fun because like you might notice at the beginning the credits of Magic Mountain, Six Flags Magic
Yeah.
Mountain, which was in Valencia. So that was like the first shots of like we're at the theme park, we're on the roller coasters, so we're just having fun as kids, and it was really enjoyable. So we just And I actually had known Brandon, who played JT. We were in an IBM commercial together, like the summer before. Yeah, we were brother and sister, like at the table with our IBM computers. And so I already knew Brandon, and I think I had a huge crush on him. And then of course to meet Stacy and Christine and the other kids on the show was just Christopher, Josh. Yeah, it was just great. We all got along tremendously.
So you were still a teenager at this point. Were you going to high school, or were you
Yes.
homeschooled at this point, or?
Yes, so in Florida, I had started like high school and then went to California. And so that was like my first, so I was a sophomore when I got Step by Step. And we had a set teacher, of course, on the set every day.
Right.
You got to go 3-4 hours, and all girls. We had one teacher, and then the boys had another teacher. And then I would go back to my public school in Burbank, where Ron Howard went to Burroughs, the public school in Burbank. So when we weren't filming, that was like March till June. And then I would go back there. And it was kind of hard being from Florida. And I was always kind of shy anyway. So I didn't have a lot of friends. And so going to the public school was not like my favorite thing. And then playing Karen, I was, everyone thought I was a real big snob. So it was kind of tough for me.
Yeah. So did other students just assume that was you? Like that was your
I guess
personality?
so, yeah, I guess. And then just being painfully shy. I mean, I remember one day when my best friend, pretty much my only friend that I would sit with at lunch, and this was like I was a junior or something, like 2 years into the show that was successful. And I remember I ate lunch in the bathroom because I was like, I didn't want to sit by myself somewhere, and I was just too shy to go sit next to someone. So,
Right.
yeah.
Wow.
Lunch in the bathroom. Yeah.
What was it like meeting,
Yeah.
Suzanne Somers, who at this point was already a legendary TV actress, and having her, be your
My mom.
television mom?
Yeah. Well, I just remember my mother and I, and like Patrick Duffy, of course, from Dallas, we grew up watching that show too. And we were just like pinching ourselves like that I got the part because I hadn't even met them yet, right? There was no reason for us to meet them. We just had to match, even though people say I look like I should be Patrick's daughter instead of Suzanne's. I don't care. But
Right.
so yeah, we were just like, I can't believe it. I mean, are you kidding me? They're playing my parents. It was like unreal. It's just like really unreal. And then they're just the sweetest, most loving, supportive people, funny people you could be around. So it was just a dream.
Did you get any parental advice from them on the show, like outside of even acting advice?
Not really. They were cool. They just, let us be ourselves and be kids. Maybe maybe they gave advice to the other kids. I don't know, but
Right.
for me, they were just, cool friends. So
Now, a bunch of kids running around on a TV set, a studio. What kind of trouble did you guys get into?
yeah, I know you would think that, but actually we didn't have time. I don't think we were like, you go to the set, and just do your job, or then you're in school. And then by the time we were old enough, we all kind of had our other lives going on. So yeah, really at the rap parties, I don't know, we might have got a little crazy on the dance floor and, but other than that, we were pretty good.
Well, that's good. So then, responsible. But did you? So once you have a hit show, you start to be known a little bit, even though again, like you said, people thought you were your character.
Yeah.
What was the first big thing that you splurged on? What was your first big purchase?
Oh gosh. First big purchase. Well, I know I got a house that I moved my folks into
Oh, that's
in
awesome.
a couple of years because we were just renting in Burbank. So we got a house, but I always loved music and like probably going to like Tower Records and like getting a stack of CDs like this tall was my thing, I would do that. And then of course I wanted to be a country singer back when I was 19, and that was when country was like Garth Brooks and Winona Judd, and so I was really big into the country music. And I got a Ram truck, and then I drove in LA. So I joke I was the original country Kardashian because I have a picture of me with my cowboy hat and my truck. And if back then if they would have had selfies, I would have been like all over social media and stuff like that. But yeah.
So you were even singing back then.
Yes, absolutely.
Who are some of your some of your favorite country singers, your influences?
Yeah, well, Dolly Parton, of course, Loretta Lynn, and like I said, Winona Judd. My grandmother, actually, she had a country band in Illinois with her brothers and sisters. They were all self-taught. And so Patsy Cline, Patsy Cline was the first song that I sang in a pageant because a tap dancer, even though you were good, you probably were not going to beat the singer in talent because judges just said, well, they tried to sing, even if they're okay. So I'm like, I'm going to win talent. I'm going to sing. So I locked myself in my bedroom for the whole weekend, and then I sang Walking After Midnight, and then I won. So that started the singing.
That's, I mean, you sound like what a incredible career you had even before you had a career. Like you said, 200 trophies, 60 crowns, and as you mentioned, singing. And here we are. We're in December. It's Christmas time. So let's talk a little bit
about
We Love Santa Claus.
Yes, this is it's a really funny story. So I drug my now husband down to Florida to be closer to my family. And I just accompanied him to the optometrist to get some contacts. And we're talking to the doctor, Dr. Mike Witherington, and talking about from California, we're singers, we're actors, whatever, And he said, I'm a songwriter from Oklahoma, and I want you to sing my We Love Santa Claus song. And we were like, look at each other like, yeah, okay, whatever. And before we know, he knows this producer and he works with a studio in Fort Myers. And I went in and I recorded We Love Santa Claus. And then I did the music video at this laboratory theater down here. So it was a lot of fun.
That's fantastic. Is Christmas your favorite of the holidays?
Oh, gosh, probably. Even though, I've become more low key. I'm not into, we're not crazy decorators or anything. We haven't gotten into that as much as when I was a child, but probably so. Yeah.
If you were to look outside out my window and see my house, so you'd be like, oh, okay, so you like Christmas a lot.
Oh, you like us? Okay, cool. I want to see a picture.
Yes, I will make sure to post one. Do you have any as we talk about Christmas, do you have any favorite Christmas memories of when you were younger?
Oh gosh. Just favorite ones. Yeah, it's funny. I have more negative.
Oh no.
I can tell on my brother and sister. See, they were older than I, and I was so happy one year that they had handmade this special present for me, and I was probably, I don't know, 6 or 7. So they're 10, 12. And I was like, oh, that's my own little present. And I opened it up and it looked like reindeer doo-doo. Okay. And then I cried my eyes out. I was devastated. And they're like, but it was just mud. We just made mud in the yard. And yeah. So that's like, when I think of Christmas, I think of that. No, they're good. They're good now, but they still get a laugh out of it.
Well, I think this year is the time for you to return the favor after all this time.
Yeah, good idea. Maybe I should work on that.
What about Christmas songs? As you have your Christmas song, what about do you have any Christmas songs, any Christmas carols that you love to sing?
I always love rocking around the Christmas tree.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that, especially in was Home Alone, the scene where they do it rocking around the Christmas tree. Do you see yourself possibly? I mean, now that you're doing more theater, more plays, getting back into the entertainment industry, into movies or television?
Absolutely. Both my husband and I, because we met in acting class in California, we have agents for the Southeast region, in the Carolinas, in Tennessee, and we go out for things in Atlanta. So yeah, we're definitely interested, and we might be going to those areas, to spend more periods of time, to be
Right.
in the scene a little more, now that COVID is past and all that stuff. So things are loosening up. So we're looking into that. But yeah, definitely, we'd love to get back.
Atlanta and New Orleans are the hotbeds
Yeah,
for TV and movies, it seems like.
absolutely. So we think I almost have more opportunity here than, being in LA. So we
Right.
like this coast, and we're very happy that
Right.
we're
And the entertainment business kind of loosened up the way, with auditions being,
yeah.
virtually, and, being able to send in things instead of having to be in person. So I think I think that's really going to help out people looking to uh, expand and get those roles.
Oh yeah, isn't it a dream for any actor? Because I think probably a lot of actors get nervous going in for the audition, and here you get to re-record it to like it's till your perfection.
Right.
So, not that we always do that, but it's still like really good. So you get to make it exactly how you want it. So give it your best.
Maybe you could, get involved, get your song into like a Hallmark Christmas movie. That would be the goal.
Years, yes,
Do you,
that would be awesome. We love it. I'd love to be a part of those movies. My best friend Lisa is praying that I get into some of those movies. So of course it'd be a lot of fun.
yeah. Do you watch the Hallmark movies?
It's really bad because like when it was on, I'm like, oh, I can't watch this. I don't know why. I just sometimes it's a little too sweet for
A little too a little too sweet. Okay, I can kind of get that. I can kind of get that.
but
So,
won't be accent.
so what else do you have on your docket? Are as you're like I said, you just wrapped up with Murder at the Howard Johnson. Is there another project that right around the corner that you're going to be working on for the Playhouse?
Not that I know of yet. They still have a few more going in case something comes up, but maybe next year. I also have another song that we did record by the same writer called Sugar Sweet Lies. That's also out on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, all those places. So
Oh, fantastic! So
yeah,
just go into Spotify, all those places, put
yeah,
in your name, and
Sugar
that'll come
Sweet
up as
Lies.
well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that one is, we recorded at a studio in Miami, like where Eric Clapton and, Jimmy Buffett, it was like an amazing studio, Criteria. And then it's been remixed in LA, and people put their own touch on it. So it's a different song. But
Is it like you said, you want to be a country singer? So is it
yeah,
country based?
it's kind of country. It does have some like steel guitar, but
Okay.
it's beautiful. I mean, orchestration and arrangement. So
So would you rather? I mean, not that you have to choose one or the other, but would you, if you had the choice, would you rather sing or would you rather act?
yeah, I think I'm an actress who can sing.
Always a
My
bonus.
husband could argue with you that I like to sing around the house all day long. I love worship music. I love my Jesus, and so I would love singing for the Lord. So you never know, I could have a Christian album someday. So that's
That
what I
would
would
be
really love to do.
that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Have you been able to reach back out over time with some of your cast members from Step by
Yes.
Step, and or what was it, uh, Davis Rules, and rekindle old friendships?
Yeah. Actually, no one from Davis Rules, but and hopefully I'll be able to tell my story sometime in the future
Right.
more freely than I can right now. But I can say I was estranged from my family and my whole cast for over 20 years, due to circumstances. But I have been back in touch with them, and Stacy and Christine. We've had some great lunches in LA and have been able to spend time. And Christine, of course, has two beautiful young children that I've got to hang out with, and her folks again. And Patrick, actually, I missed him. He had just left some party that I was going to, but he sent me a lovely birthday video wishing me happy birthday. Yeah. So that's nice. And I'd love to be back in touch with Suzanne too. But at this point, just me and the girls. So that's
Right.
good. We had our own little tribe. We filmed the TV show or in Step by Step in Hawaii. Don't know if fans remember that episode when we went to Maui.
Right.
And
I've always wondered, like, is when you shoot those, are you actually going to Hawaii, or are you just going to a beach in California that they're calling Hawaii?
well, that was back in the day, I guess, when ABC had a really nice budget and could they've sent us first to Disney World in Florida, so we brought everyone down there,
Right.
and then we got to go to Maui, which was amazing, for 1 week. And I was actually glad I didn't have a lot of lines in the show that week because then I became a certified scuba diver.
Oh man, so I've tried that, but I have this really bad claustrophobia. So like,
Yeah.
once I put on the mask and I
Oh
go,
yeah. During the test, I thought I was going to die because, when they flood your mask, and I just started breathing in the water, and then I was breathing air, water, and he had to hold my nose. So I would stop sucking in water into my nose. But yeah, it was very scary. But like the only place to do it is in Hawaii where it's warm and beautiful. So, but we three girls, we and our set teacher, we went hiking in the Haleakala crater, and we hired these guys who had ahi tuna cooking for us and our tent set up when we got to the base of the crater that night. So it was pretty cool.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always love when every single TGIF, every single ABC show always did an episode at Disney World. Uh, it's always, oh yeah, this is the Disney World episode.
Right. Yeah. I
Um,
actually know the lady we each had our own Disney guide touring with us, and we've stayed in touch over the years too, as she made sure we were all good.
that's awesome. That's fantastic. Now you mentioned Patrick Duffy sending you a birthday message. So you have the same birthday as my father. Obviously,
Oh,
his
cool.
is, uh, 20 years before you. So, yeah, I always look at November 12th being the day that the lightning struck the clock tower and Back to the Future.
Ah,
So,
yeah. That's
yeah, I just
wow.
I was like, oh, they had the same birthday. So now we're gonna do a thing now that I call the Milo Beasley Show frequently asked questions, and these are gonna be the same 5 questions that I asked to all my guests. There's no wrong or right answer. I'm looking forward to some of yours. So, question number 1: what was the first concert you ever attended?
Yes. Poison and Warrants in Las Vegas. I cried when CC DeVille played the guitar solo.
It was like your first concert?
Yes. It's like 15, yeah.
That's insane. What a great, how do you follow that up?
What do you mean? Oh, like after that? Oh,
Right.
yeah. Oh, believe me. Then I saw Harry Connick Jr., Garth Brooks, good people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
I just saw this past year I've been super lucky. I've seen both Garth Brooks and Paul McCartney in concert.
Oh, wow.
So a good concert year for me.
Yeah.
Question number 2: do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
Have you had any weird things happen?
Well,
I'm a little nervous now.
my mother has dolls who actually impersonated my voice once when I was sleeping to make them sound like me, but I was dead asleep in the bed. Yeah, so I believe in something.
No, I don't know. No. Oh man. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I feel like maybe, but I haven't had that
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Um, here's an interesting one. In a movie about your life,
Mhm.
who would play your parents?
I would have to say my own parents would.
Your own
Because,
parents?
yeah, even though they were not in the acting, I think my mom, she started coaching me. And in fact, every Halloween, like we would make them dress up as crazy characters and they would really enjoy it. So they're also in a video on lovebirds2020.com. That's my husband and I, our website. But there's a video about, we were doing like a parody of me and Bobby McGee for my niece who had a baby McKee. And my parents are actually in that video where my dad played Dr. Watson.
Fantastic.
So yeah, definitely them. I don't think anyone could play them.
That's fantastic. So question number 4, who was your first celebrity crush?
Corey Haim, Lost Boys.
I've gotten that answer before.
Wow, yeah.
A lot of Lost Boys fans out there.
Oh, loved it.
A lot of Lost Boys fans. And then question number 5, throughout your time, whether on set or out in LA, what has been your biggest fanboy moment where you saw somebody and you either froze and you couldn't talk to them, or you said way too much and made a fool out of yourself?
Well, probably the top of the list would be the Anthony Michael Hall that I mentioned before, where I was quoting back lines to him like, "Damn, Mom, I got my headgear on," or like, "Where the hell am I?" in 16 Candles. And then where I couldn't speak was seeing George Clooney in the Warner Brothers commissary the night they were going to do the live ER show, and he was walking out, and I just could only I couldn't speak. And Christine, who played Al on the show, she at least said good luck to him, but that's all I could do there. And then, an amazing experience when we were filming the show in Culver City. They were filming A Few Good Men right next to us. So I got to stand in the courtroom when Demi Moore was filming and got to meet Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise and Kevin Bacon when they came outside and they're fully in their, military outfits. So that was pretty amazing. That was but we didn't know, well, of course they were superstars already, but we didn't know what the movie was at the time.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
You get to
literally
watch movie history as it happened.
Yeah, that was great.
Gosh, that's fantastic. Let me see if I can find my other one. And then, wait, where'd it go? Okay. And then the other thing that we have is called the Milo Beasley Show Top 5. We're asking you a random question. This one's going to be really easy, as it is the holidays. Top 5 favorite Christmas or holiday movies.
Christmas Story, number 1. A Christmas Story.
Of course.
I think that's it for me. I stopped. Christmas Vacation. Okay, back to the 80s.
Right.
Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation. Yeah.
Have you seen the remake, A Christmas Story Christmas?
No, but I saw the preview. Haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I saw it last night on as I was passing. I was like, oh, I need to watch that, but it was way too late for me to start a movie. So that's probably going to be on the docket for the weekend.
Yeah, so many things. I was the other day, I was just saying fragile, or thing, so many references. I love.
Yeah, so many good ones. So again, I want to thank you so much for taking the time and coming on and chatting with me. I know you're going to make a ton of people happy. From I travel the convention circuit, and I know your name has been brought up, whether it's just in passing in conversation. Like I said, when I first reached out to you, I was having a conversation with people about Step by Step, and I was like, and they were talking about crushes, and I was like, no, Karen was where it's at, and then I was like, I wonder if I could reach out, and here you are. So thank you for taking the time and coming on. I think it's going to make a lot of people very happy to hear from you and to hear that you could be back in that world.
Yeah. Hey, well, thank you, Milo, for having me on. And I just want to thank the fans too for enjoying the show. And, I go places and they still sing the theme song to us. So that's really neat. And that it really seemed to be such a wonderful place for so many people growing up, and that they still enjoy the show. So thank you guys for being fans and supporting us.
And for folks who are looking to find information on you, whether it's social media, your website.
Yes, AngelaWatsonSings.com is the only official one right now. So check it out. And of course, I'm on Facebook under Angela Watson. And have a great Christmas, everybody.
Absolutely. Again, thank you so much. And everyone, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. But most importantly, tell your friends. And we will see you very, very soon.